Cricket South Africa CEO Thabang Moore, Clive Eckstein, the head of commercial at CSA, Jacques Fall, the Titans CEO, as well as Donne van Niekerk, the Momentum Proteas captain, and Faf du Plessis, the Proteas or the Standard Bank Proteas captain. Also, a special welcome to all our stakeholders: Standard Bank, Momentum, New Balance, JCB Kimak, and members of the media. Now, I have to make sure that I introduce the members of the media properly, because you know when you're in the media box at Wanderers or Supersport Park, and then you're going to see Ken sitting there, he's looking at you with a side eye, like, "Hi, Ken." And Ken's going to be like, "Oh, now you know me. But you didn't know me at the launch." So got to make sure I look after my media guys, all right? All right, now let's get moving into today's program. I forgot my other welcomes. I also want to welcome the host franchise, the Titans. Thank you for having us. Amazing setup. And finally, the staff at Cricket South Africa, who do a superb job of running cricket in this country. Today's program, I want to start with the CSA slogan to get things started. And, well, that's our game has been a catchphrase that I'm sure all of us here in attendance today have heard throughout the past season. And it's an amazing one because it symbolizes what South African cricket is all about. You know, it attracts people from all parts of the country, all walks of life, different races, men, women, young and old. And, well, I guess it's perfect to describe the status of South African cricket and to say that's our game. Now, because we strongly believe in that campaign, we've got something new that Cricket South Africa has brought onto the markets, and that's, well, it's to make South African cricket the most South African-est thing to do. Whether it's Faf-est, whether it's Donne-est, whether it's Bri-est, whether it's Pink-est, and it's not because of my pants, but whether it's Pink-est, whatever it's Chill-est, we will encourage you guys to get behind the campaign and make your own ests, because it's your game. Now, domestic season, I'm sure all of you are aware, we'll start with the 4-day competition. The Titans will be defending their title, and their first game will be on the 26th of September, later this month. So just around the corner, we're looking forward to that. And those final round matches will conclude in January, late January. Momentum One Day Cup, that was shared by the Warriors and Dolphins last season. And it was a fantastic event, and the 8th of February will be when that event does start. The CSA T20 Challenge is going to be finishing off the cricket season in South Africa. Now, I've heard calls for the tournament to be rebranded. Jacques, I believe they've asked the tournament to be called the Titans Cup. So I don't know, the CSA T20 Cup, are you happy with that?
Every season we start without any trophies. I guess you can give it any names, but it's a new season. Nobody's won a trophy, but we're looking forward to playing in the competition, whatever you choose to call it.
All right. All right, so it's going to be a fantastic tournament nonetheless, and a good end to the South African domestic season. Now, for the Standard Bank Proteas, as we've already mentioned, they're going to be very active this season. Zimbabwe will be the first tour. They'll be coming in. Pakistan, Sri Lanka, they'll be following. And we'll be starting with the one-day internationals and the ODI or T20 series with our neighbors. And then we're going to move on to Pakistan, who will come over the December period. That will be a Boxing Day test here at the very, very first time at Supersport Park. So I know the locals will be really looking forward to that, as will the whole nation. And then lastly, Sri Lanka will come next year. That's also a full schedule: 2 test matches, 5 ODIs, and 3 T20s. And that will help us to get ready for the big one, the World Cup. And for the Momentum Proteas, a tour of the West Indies is coming up. The massive ICC T20 World Cup in October and September. And in November, we also have the ladies. They'll be actually clashing with Sri Lanka in 2019. So that pretty much rounds up the international season for our respective teams. Now I want to bring our guests into focus. I'm going to start with Thabang, the new CEO. Thabang, I'm a little bit disappointed. I was hoping the DJ was going to pump some music and you're going to get things started for us, with some of your moves. Hey, nothing so far.
Well, it's a bit too early. If I was in my shorts and Russell had brought the whiskey he promised, then probably, yeah.
All right, Thabang, firstly, congratulations on your appointment. It's going to be your first season as the CEO of CSA. You looking forward to it?
Thanks, Fiso. Yeah, I am looking forward to the season. There's been some hard work, done in the background in terms of getting us ready for the season. I've had quite a couple of meetings with Faf and Otis. I'm looking forward to the next couple of round of meetings that we're going to have in terms of our preparation going forward towards the World Cup. And also looking forward to hosting the Boxing Day test for the first time here in the Highveld. Hoping that with Jacques working very closely with Clive and the rest of our teams put together, we can make Boxing Day cricket's home rather here at Centurion Supersport Park.
Well, it's an exciting season, both internationally and obviously domestically. I'm sure you're looking forward to it holistically, both domestically and internationally.
Yeah, definitely. Looking both forward to the international and as well as the domestic setup. As you probably would know as well earlier in the media, the announcement of one of our partners in Sunfoil leaving the 4-day as well as the test space has given us an opportunity to have a look at our commercial space. Work very hard in trying to get a replacement for them, and that's also been pretty fun on our side. We work very hard to make sure that we keep that space as healthy as it possibly can, because cricket is growing in the country. Our programs are growing. We have a whole lot more players than we did a few years back. So we need to create as many opportunities as we can for all these guys that we have in the system.
Now, I know it's relatively early in your reign, but I'm sure already lots of things in the pipeline, exciting projects that both the media and fans will really be looking forward to. Is there anything you can share with us?
Well, it's pretty much business as usual. I know that some of you might want to know about the T20 League. We have a board meeting and a members' council meeting this weekend where I will be given the guidance in terms of do I go ahead with the league or not, given the few tough situations that CSA is faced with now. But as far as the commercials of this league are concerned, I'm pretty happy with where we are as CSA. We can obviously do better. We are aiming to do better. It's been a long, hard-fought road between myself and Clive, and we continue to push forward. We've had the help of our CEOs as well, Jacques, Greg, and the rest of the guys coming in and assisting, giving us their 2 cents worth in terms of rebuilding this league. So hopefully this weekend we'll come out and announce the positive news.
All right, thank you very much, Thabang. It's good that you actually introduced Clive, because he's my next person I'm going to come after. Yeah, Clive, owning summer. Obviously awesome for cricket to try and take back that, or to own that space. Again, I don't know if Sivuile is going to get I think he needs a written warning or something about that, because it's let down the team, yeah. But let's speak about owning summer, Clive.
Yeah, I think it's a natural fit. Watching cricket in good weather in South Africa over summer, we're blessed with some of the best weather in the world. And being out there, it doesn't matter if you're watching a test match, an ODI, a T20 or domestic cricket, it really lends itself to it. You just think of some of the grounds, this ground, Supersport Park, having a Boxing Day test is really very exciting. And it's a first that we are trying, and I've no doubt it'll be a huge success, and then leading on for the rest of the summer. So, yeah, we really do believe we can own it. It's a season where you do play cricket. We've always played cricket in the summer, and our campaign this year really is about being the most South Africanist thing you can do in summer, and that's going to be cricket.
Well, let's speak of the cricket market itself. Are you happy with where cricket is at the moment, and where the brand CSA is?
You're never happy. You always want to do better. But from Cricket South Africa's point of view, we've got fantastic partners, and Thabang mentioned it, Sunfoil and the work that Sunfoil did with us in the test space. It's well known that they did not renew their test sponsorship, but as true partners, they're going to remain with us in some form or another. The Sunfoil Education Trust will continue to run some fantastic work being done there. So, as an overall, we would like more people in the grounds. We'd like more people to watch. But cricket's in a very healthy space from a fan, from a playing point of view, and from a commercial point of view. But it is tough.
All right, so I'm going to move on now to Jacques. Jacques, obviously Boxing Day test for the first time here at Supersport Park. I mean, there won't be any spaces like we see here today, because, we've seen how Supersport Park has been able to attract those crowds. What do you think you guys have done really well to be able to do that?
Thank you. Yeah, we've been blessed by good support, and that's the community. There's a lot of people that lives in Gauteng, so we hope that we present something that is entertaining and will enhance a spectator experience. But we are a little bit nervous about the Boxing Day test. I must be honest, we've never hosted it. So we are unsure, and we're also unsure how to drive the campaign, but we will definitely come up with something. You know, it's so expensive to go on holiday nowadays, so maybe that should be the basis of our campaign. Is we'll highlight, petrol and diesel prices, so maybe I was thinking along those lines. But yeah, it's a privilege to host a test match, and we're going to own the summer, so we're excited about it. We are a little bit nervous. But if it's also dangerous to travel that far to the coast. So, if we can just all consider that, I think it'll go well with our test.
All right, so we heard the marketing strategy behind it, eh? But in terms of the experience as a whole, what kind of unique experiences do you think fans will expect come that Boxing Day test, Jacques?
So we got to align with the festive season. I think that's what you got to do. It's got to be special. So we're going to move away from our Forces Day. Also, we see a lot of nervous people during test matches with all the soldiers here. So, and also the visiting team's got to play a role. We're playing Pakistan, so there will be a strong Asian flavour to it as well. But that is aligning with what Cricket South Africa wants to do is own the summer, come and enjoy it. We've got a fantastic team in the Proteas. So that in itself creates a lot of support. But then we got to look at our fan experience and we got to ask ourselves, how can we improve it? Can we get a tailor-made event? Pink Day has done well over the years, and there's a good example of where you get something that really enhances the game on the field, and we're looking, and hopefully that will develop over the years.
All right, okay. Thank you very much, Jacques. I'll move on now to the captains. I'm going to start with Dane. Dane, I know your team, you've been very busy with preparing for the West Indies, obviously. How's that going?
The team was quite busy. I was fortunate enough to be in England, but I've been speaking closely to Hilton and the vice captain Chloe. It's been going really well. They just came from a quite grueling camp, I heard. Everybody's looking forward. What better place to go to than the Caribbean? So, it's a few youngsters as well. I told them they're quite lucky. First tour and they're going to the West Indies. Everybody's very excited, and we know what's expected of us, and we have a bit of hard work to do and try and make up for quite disappointing series we had in England.
Oh, you speak of a disappointing series, but the growth of the women's game in South Africa has been, globally, has been huge, and that must excite you as a player.
It does, yes, but that means it's work. We've come a long way, but we can't stop now. The world's moving forward, and we've seen that in the T20 series, the triangular, how massive women's cricket has become, and 120s aren't good enough. The scoring 220s and all that. So. At the end of the day, it is exciting, but it's hard work, and we still need to find ways to catch up to the best in the world. We have match winners, but we need to become a bit more of a consistent team, to get everything together. But, everything's a process, and I think we've got the right staff and the right players in place at the moment to do that.
Well, you definitely do, and I know South Africans will be fully behind the team going into the World Cup. It's ironic because you go on a tour of the West Indies, the World Cup will be played there as well. That must be nice because you'll be able to get to grips with the conditions a little bit.
Yes, that's obviously a massive advantage for CSA sending us to the West Indies and making sure that we have that tour. Just get a sneak peek of the conditions. We'll be based in St. Lucia, but we know it's quite similar everywhere, and West Indies is quite a unique place to play cricket. Sometimes you forget to play cricket there, but especially the afternoon training sessions. But no, we're excited and fortunate to be able to have that opportunity, and hopefully, the whole team can take it in, get used to everything, and be 100% focused for the big one, and that's the World Cup.
All right, cool. Faf, I'm coming to you now. I'm happy they got the right size top for you, because I know when you did the JP event, you were complaining about the size was too big.
Morning, everyone. I normally go for the mannequin size, which is extra small.
All right, Faf. Obviously, exciting season ahead as well, and especially for you guys as a team, because World Cup is at the end of it, but there's lots going to happen before that, isn't it?
It's always busy, international schedule. Last season was a good one for us. We had some good teams coming here and some real proud moments for us as a team. The Australian-Indian series was two remarkable series. Obviously Zimbabwe is a starting off point, and then a nice full summer, December, January, February before everyone goes away to the IPL and then the World Cup. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
The start will be against Zimbabwe. Obviously, the focus will, I'm sure, mainly be on one-day or white ball cricket, with the World Cup being at the end. But it's also very important to not obviously forget the pinnacle, which is Test cricket.
Yeah, look, as you've seen, what we've done over the last 6 months or so is making sure that there's a big push to give new players opportunity, and I think that's very good for the general game in South Africa. You're giving guys a sniff of what it is like to play international cricket, and also go back into their respective teams and perform well as national players, to have that name that they have to represent. So that's been probably an important phase for us for the World Cup. Never have we done that. We've always been quite consistent with the teams that we've picked. So, and I think Zimbabwe will be the same. It'll be Zimbabwe and Australia will probably be two more series will be there. It's exciting for guys in a domestic game that they know that there's still opportunities for them to put their hand up and somehow put in a performance for the World Cup. By no means is there a closed door in any of the players. And I think that's good for our game in general. And then test matches, as you said, disappointing too in Sri Lanka, but I do feel as a test team we're in a good place. Pakistan will be a really good challenge. Any team that comes to South Africa with a good fast bowling attack will be a challenge, and they definitely have that. So we're looking forward to what that will bring.
Well, speaking of looking forward, let's actually look back. And I know there's a video just to look back at last season's campaign, as well as looking forward to this upcoming season. So I'm going to ask you just to look at the screens, and they're going to play out a video now. Take two. Well, a truly fantastic video. Let's give a big round of applause. I'm a little bit disappointed though. I thought KGS would be that video from outside the change room there when KG just stood there like, I don't think he actually said anything. He's just like, yo, what's up? So, but fantastic season nonetheless. I'm going to open the floor now to questions from the floor. And just want to make you guys aware that the CEO won't be available for one-on-ones. So now's the time. All right. Where's our first question? Any questions? Put up your hand, Kevin.
Jacques, yesterday it was reported that Faith Mtambi insists on being called honourable. Do you insist on being called Dr. Full by your staff these days?
You're gonna get me in trouble now because I didn't call him doctor.
Nah, I think that'll be arrogant. You can call me Dr. Jock.
Okay, now I've got a question for Clive. Clive, I mean, how much research have you done in terms of Boxing Day tests and analytics to come to a decision to move it up to Joburg? I mean, it's quite a drastic one.
It is a drastic move, and certainly we've done a lot of work on it. There's stats to show the Boxing Day 26 is always well supported. It's really the next 3 or 4 days in the test match where we need a full ground, and we really do believe that Boxing Day is one of those marquee events that we can build towards. The New Year test match is definitely one that is very well supported, and we believe that Boxing Day can be that one as well. And it's something that we've been looking at for some time now, and I think we've made a brave call. It is, and I side with Jacques on it. There are some nerves on it, but we've done what we can to move it, and we're very excited about it.
Another question? Any takers? Everyone happy?
Come on, guys.
Yes, there's one at the back there. Yes, that is the case. So no further questions? Yeah, there will be. Yeah. All right. Huh? Yeah, Faf is available. Okay, cool. So yeah, the captain will be available. Okay. All right. So I guess I can probably relieve you guys on the stage here. And yeah, we've got some entertainment actually that's going to keep us moving for a little bit. So we've got a band that will be coming to join us. Oh, we'll start with them. All right, cool. Oh, let's start with the domestic captains. I'm going to ask you guys to come up, all the domestic players. Dane, Heinrich, thank you very much, gentlemen. And lady.
Thank you, Fisher.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Fantastic. That Dane said he's going to do some moves for us, and then he just ended up being too shy. So it's all right. So I want to introduce the guys on stage. Dane Piet, John Olivier, J.J. Smuts, as well as Heinrich Klaassen. They're going to be joining us for this segment now. And I'm going to start with this interesting character on my left here, Dane. Dane, I thought you were going to neaten up and, cut your hair. And what happened, mate?
Good morning, everyone. CSA booked a very early flight for me.
Okay.
I just told Faf earlier that it's nice being the Proteas captain. His flight was at 8, mine was at 6:20. So,
so you're saying is that why Faf looks good? And
yeah, of course, he had time to do
okay.
things.
No, I understand. It's a fair call. Dane, obviously looking forward to the season, no doubt. I know you just came back from India as well. I mean, how was that?
It was hard, to be honest. They played good cricket. Bangalore it was fairly good pitches. It wasn't like the pitches Dupi knows in 2015 that we played on. It was good pitches, and they really put us under pressure straight away. And fortunately enough, they played a lot of cricket before that, so we were just caught behind the 8 ball. We played a lot better in the second 4-day game, which was a lot better. Unfortunately, the tour ended then. But yeah, they played pretty good cricket and put us under pressure straight away.
And looking forward to the Cobra season, and lots of young players that have come into the team. I saw that the guys did quite well down in Durban. Must be looking forward to it. How's the atmosphere within the group?
No, it's brilliant. That's the joys of having a young team. The youngest guy, I think Kyle Verheyen, is 21 years old. I was the second oldest guy on the tour, and I'm 28. So it's looking healthy for us at the moment. We got one of the Milan brothers, Janeman, signed up for the Cobras. Claudio Bukako and David Bedingham are the other 2 signings that we've acquired for this season. So we're fairly excited. We're having a team building from tomorrow till Friday, and then boys go off to the Africa Cup, and then we go to Joburg for another two-day games against Wits, I think it is. So we're preparing quite nicely for the upcoming season.
You said you're 28?
Yeah.
Is there birth certificates, CSA? So I double check this information. All right, so no, jokes aside. Dwan, looking forward to the season, no doubt. VKB Knights, how's the off-season been for your team?
I think so. I've been away, obviously playing England, and went to India. But I know the guys were training quite hard. I was fortunately lucky to be there last couple of weeks, where you had a morning jump session, you had a skill session, and you had a bit of a fitness, and then you went back to jump. So they had a good couple of weeks, past 2 months, training hard. Obviously got some young guys coming through as well, so it's been good so far.
Any competitions out of the 3 domestic ones that the Knights are really saying, we're kind of taking this one and saying we really want to do well there?
Look, obviously, if you look at the past few seasons, we've been really doing well in 4-day cricket, but I think our main focus, white ball cricket, we've been struggling for past couple of years. We've been finishing 5th or 6th, so we really want to do well. There's a lot of young guys coming through, and we have a new captain now as well. So,
John, coming off of a fantastic season for you personally, you got involved in the Protea setup, and Mr. Consistent in South African cricket. Let's speak about that, and I mean how it made you feel.
Thank you. I'll take that compliment anyway. Thanks very much. It's last year was a really big season for the Warriors. I think it's probably the first time in about 8 years we really competed for the 4-day competition, and it was really exciting going into that last week. And it's just a pity the rain had to interrupt us in Durban, but yeah, it was really exciting.
And I mean, looking ahead to this season, obviously you'll be maybe looking to go one step further, especially in the 50 over stuff, where, like you said, you did just fall just short because of, you shared the trophy, but that must have been frustrating actually.
Yeah, Durban seems to have us a bit last year with the weather. But yeah, no, look, I think the Warriors' growth we've shown in the last few years, we've signed a lot of young players, the Matthew Breskis, the Sinetemba, Keshiles. They're really young, exciting players who've come through the S-19 ranks. So for us, it's really exposing those guys, and then hopefully they have done well for us, and hopefully that journey continues, and we can really grow the youngsters and hopefully get them into the Protea side soon.
Also, no doubt it wouldn't have been easy with a change of coaches. Rivash came in and did a good job there. I mean, how was that change from going from Mali to Rivash running the ship?
Yeah, look, Gobes is pretty chilled, so it was really easy transition for us. We're a pretty relaxed team, and he understood that, being with us for a few years prior to that. So it was really easy for him to take over, and obviously he's got the way of doing things, and we've kind of fitted in nicely that way.
All right, so I'm going to move on to Heinrich now. Also a breakthrough season for you. You went into the international setup, and it just looked kind of easy for you.
No, it wasn't easy at all. I had 1 or 2 good games, but the rest was pretty average in my eyes. So hopefully I can put in a couple of better performances now.
And looking ahead to the Titans, the domestic season again, you were strong last season, won 2 trophies. Can you get the triple this season?
Well, we've been focusing on that for the last 2-3 years. I think last year we had actually a very disappointing season. Luckily, on the last day of the 4-day campaign, we pulled something out of that. So we're definitely keeping our eye on the 3 trophies this year, and hopefully we will do it the first time in history for us.
Now, I asked you now about leadership and obviously that challenge. I mean, is that something you're looking forward to as well?
Yeah, definitely. It makes me think less about my game, which makes me a better cricketer. Hopefully, I can learn more from Albie. It's been going well, or I've been learning a lot from him over the last two seasons, so hopefully he can still groove me into it, and hopefully I can take over from him in the T20s and one-day campaign.
All right, so I don't know if we're going to open the floor to the media for just a few questions for the guys. We're going to have one-on-ones? All right, cool. I actually just got a tweet now from Stuart Hess. Where are you? How can you abuse me while I'm on stage on Twitter? The shorts. The shorts are gone. We're owning summer here. All right? All right, but I'm going to let you guys go. And I think the guys, if you want to have a chat with the guys, you can do that after the day's game. And so, yeah. Media to be made aware, the franchise captain. Yeah, so the captains will be aware, will be available for one-on-ones media. And yeah, I think that wraps things up for me. This guy is busy abusing me. Can this guy abuse me while I'm on stage? You're abusing me. I'm like, that's a Ladies and gentlemen, there's some refreshments at the back, so feel free right back there to go and get yourself a bite to eat. All right, cool. And television, we're going to do the one-on-ones in this area here, all right, on stage. All right, media on stage for one-on-ones.
Okay, let's get that audio, that mic, please, just the mic.
Can you please go offline? We're finished. We're done. Cut. Oh yeah, if we can.
Did you switch it off? Yeah, we good.
Who the hell is calling me? Just wanna grab light.
How many people you got? Prefer 4, but okay. One, two.